I'm Roger with Rogers Outdoor Channel. Today I'd like to have you join me in a drive I recently took and kind of point out some of the scenic highlights of kind of north central Oregon. It's a it's really a pretty country. The route I took, much of which is actually officially a national scenic drive along the Columbia River, especially, and you'll really enjoy it. I'm going to point out a few of the highlight stops that we made and make some suggestions for you that if you're taking the same trip, you might want to try some of the things that I tried and see if it doesn't add to your enjoyment of the trip. So rather than kind of starting from Seattle, I'm going to just kind of start, assume that somehow you're going to get down to Interstate 84, just maybe 50 miles east of Portland as you're going along the Columbia River. And actually, it's not that far. It's about 30 miles east of Portland. And you'll come to it. You'll see signs that'll say Bridal Veil Falls and Multnomah Falls. And there's a little side road that you can take to both of them that will take you to parking lots that you can just park your vehicle there and walk over to. They've got hiking trails at each of the falls that will take you part way up, or you can take some good photographs almost from the base of the falls. Especially Multnomah has a visitor center where you can pick up some goodies, souvenirs and goodies and snacks and that sort of thing. But just the falls itself is just gorgeous. You can climb up on the path and just really get yourself wet from the spray, so you'll get a good experience from it. So we drop back down and we start driving more along 84 and come to Hood River. Kind of think about taking the bridge across to White Salmon. It's a toll bridge, I think $1.50 or something, so I probably should have taken it, but we were kind of in a hurry to get where we were going, so we passed on it. But we did look at, there was a cruise ship that was anchored right near there, and so we checked it out and we said, hey, what's the deal on what do you do? And they say, well, we offer like 5-day cruises up the entire length of, well, not the entire length, but starting at Astoria and going all quite a ways up for 5 days, living just staying on the ship. And if you go really first class, you can spend up to $4,000 to take a cruise like that. And it's really an interesting setup that they have. And there's also a museum right there in Hood River, and the other thing that you can look at is the windsurfers. That's windsurfer capital right there. I mean, if there's a good wind blowing, you're going to look out at sails all over the Columbia. I've seen as many as 100, well over 100 people out there enjoying a good breeze with their sailboards. We continue up to the Dells. Good place if you haven't taken a tour of the dam. It's really a cool thing to see. I'm not sure the fish ladder is open for public viewing without. I think you need to make reservations these days to, because of terrorism things and not just COVID, but I think it dates back to the terrorism days. But do so if you'll get a kick out of just not only the dam operations but the fish ladder itself. So right near Darrell's, we decided, well, let's take a little bit different route. So we take Highway 197 heading south towards Redmond, Oregon, and along the way we come to a town called Maupin. Well, before we get there, as we first start up. Beautiful woods and nice, and then it gradually kind of tapers off into kind of rolling hills that are kind of semi-open, just really pretty country, and it follows right along the Deschutes River. and so you get quite frequently as you drive on 197, you're going to get glimpses of the Deschutes. When we get to Maupin, we decide, hey, it's time for lunch. We grab we had some ready-made sandwich spread, and they had a park right there, downtown Maupin, that had restroom facilities and picnic tables and all that. So hey, why not? Picnics are cool. So while we're there, we say, well, let's check the town out a little bit and see what they got. So we walk across the street, and sure enough, here's a sporting goods store. So I look in the wall and I talk to the people a little bit, and they big time. They do a lot of river rafting on the Deschutes right in that area, and they've got some great photographs of some nice scenes there. It looks like it'd be it's a guided thing where they furnish the boat and do the paddling and rowing or whatever, then pick you up. And they also have, great fly fishing there. There's plenty of fly fishing guides around. They've, dry flies for sale, etc. Really good fishing on the Deschutes. I usually fish it at the mouth for walleye, but the upper stretches for trout really look, like a fun trip. The third thing they had was, I looked on the wall, and there's a whole bunch of T-shirts, that commemorating the hunting that they do. T-shirts and jackets, etc. And one of them says, if it flies in Maupin, it dies in Maupin. And being an upland bird hunter, I gotta have one of them. So anyway, we hop back in the car. We keep heading south. We finally get to our destination for this day. We wanted to stay right just outside of Redmond, Oregon, at Eagle Crest Resort. I had stayed there 30 years ago. I had visited them when they were just opening up, and they were selling timeshares. And I was really impressed with the place. I just, except for the length of the drive to get from Seattle down there, I, likely would have signed up for one. But I always had it in the back of my mind, I got to see that place again. And it was beautiful. I mean, the golf courses really, are just exceptional looking. They have great facilities for working out and pools, etc. If you're staying there, even in the main hotel, you can use the recreation facilities. And they've got little shops around, artist studios and dental care, and just kind of the things, and some restaurants just to keep you from going to town. They'd rather have you spend your money there, of course. So anyway, they had trails around by the condominiums that they had built along the Deschutes and the golf course, and just a really pretty place. It's worth going out of your way just to see Eagle Crest. But about a mile or less than a mile from there, on the opposite side of the Deschutes River, is Klein Falls State Park. And on one of our days, we picked up something to make a picnic out of in Redmond. Came back and we decided, well, let's go visit this place. And so we go in there, and it's just really a cool park. I mean, it's got it's geared towards fishing, and they've got you can fish with either dry flies or lures. No bait is allowed. And there's numerous cars in there trying for them. And I looked at studied the water while we were eating our picnic lunch, and I could see fish rising, and it looked like, hey, next time I'm here, I'm going to bring a fishing pole. So we kind of move on from here and head towards Bend, and we, which is only like 15, 20 miles from Redmond. And before we get there, there's a place called High Country Museum. We've stopped there more than once, and just really a cool stop. Just celebrating kind of the high country type terrain around there. But they've also got like a little water exhibit where they have otter is the featured animal there, where you've got viewing windows, etc., and show them in different poses. They got some turtles and other aquatic features. But the really cool thing that I liked was their exhibit for the settlers that were coming out here. I mean, they had, you know, actual replicas of real wagon train setups, the gear that they had, and they had diaries posted all around the room, and they had some sound effects where you could hear people kind of recounting their adventures, and you know, just really, you felt like, oh man, this is what it was like when, you know, to come across. And then they had other exhibits of, you know, the real early settlement, where they had, you know, one of them took you down in a mine shaft and some of the mining that went on there. And then old-fashioned post office, and you know, and each one had little narrative sound effects. As you walk from room to room, you'd say, you know, okay, here's the clanking of the rail cars, etc., as people are mining, etc. So definite, you know, must-stop thing. So we turn around and we decide, well, that's about as far as we want to go for this trip. So we start heading back up. 197 turns into 97, and we get all the way up to, well, the first thing we see is a lot of signs to John Day fossil beds, and they've got 3 different visitor center setups there for John Day, and each is slightly different and really worth the stop. I mean, if you're into fossils and collecting and that, you know, just to see what it was like many years ago, definitely stop at least one of the exhibits. Make sure that you're taking a camera along. Make sure that you're taking your time on your drive. You know, your camera will come in handy at the next stop, because we stop at Smith Rock State Park. You know, just as we're again heading north. I can't remember whether on 97 already. Heading towards Biggs, Oregon, right on the Columbia is our destination. And anyway, as we're, you know, you'll see signs to the John Day State Park. Pull in there. I mean, it is just, you know, that you have different outlooks where you're looking down on this, you know, in a canyon at a stream that is just significantly, you know, it's been carved out for millennia. You know, just a big drop off that you're looking at. Just gorgeous. Just have, you know, bring your camera. You know, they've even got some day camping there, etc. So from here, we just get back in the car, head north. You know, we kind of look at, you know, gee, we could, if we had more time, we could kind of hook a right and go to Pendleton and maybe you know, see some of the Nez Perce exhibits that they have at museums near there, near Pendleton. But we decided, no, we're getting tired now, so let's head back across. And when we crossed the bridge at Biggs, heading towards Goldendale, there's several different things that are right, you know, I mean, within 20 miles of Biggs. You've got the Marymore State Park, and right in Marymore is the first stretch of paved road that was in the United States. You know, Sam Hill, you know, was the kind of the inventor, or, you know, instigator of it. And then he also built Mary Hill Museum, which, as you go up the hill, is, you know, has neat stuff in it. I mean, just everything from chess sets to, well, I'll let you explore for yourself when you get there, but it's worth a stop. And at the top of the hill, as you're coming up from the bridge, if you look to your right, there's an exact replica, I mean, size-wise, etc., of Stonehenge in England. And this John Hill, you know, built it to celebrate the people in the World War I that lived in the local area that were killed in action. And, you know, there's a good write-up. It's free. You know, just pull your car in there and walk through the exhibit. And the same with you as you kind of head back on 97 towards, and you go about 15-20 miles, you come to Goldendale. And Goldendale has a free observatory that's run by the State Parks Department. And they'll give you a half-an-hour lecture and then let you go look at through the telescope at what they're talking about. And come back in, take another lecture, and etc. Or you could, another thing you could do as soon as you cross the bridge is take a left and head down on the Washington side. You go probably about 10-15 miles and you'll come to Horse Thief State Park, where they have a number of pictographs and petroglyphs that they took out of the Columbia before they put the dams in to preserve them, and they made a state park out of what they excavated out of there. Anyway, really a lot of neat things out there to see on this trip. Take your time, take a camera. The more you stop and get out and stretch your legs, etc., the more you're going to like it. So hope you enjoy the trip. You may take some side trips yourself that I didn't. If so, I'd love to hear about them if you think they're definitely worthwhile, and I'll include them in my next driving trip. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoy the outdoors in north central Oregon.